47. They're everywhere. No, get out. Constantine. Shit.
اهلا بيكم في قناه مينو ستيشن. النهارده هنلعب تاني مهمه في لعبه هيتمان 3. يلا بينا نبدا.
She came home.
Carlyle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
بحب الدخلات دي قوي، جامده جدا.
Alexa Carlyle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlyle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlyle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlyle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlyle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlyle keeps a case file on the Constant, information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
تمام، يبقى الست دي هي اللي هربت في المهمه الاولى بالطياره في اول المهمه لو تفتكروا يعني. اوكي، هي عملت انها ماتت بس هي ما ماتتش اهو من الواضح يعني. فاحنا هنعمل حاجتين في المهمه دي. اول حاجه هنقتل الست دي يعني ان شاء الله. تاني حاجه بتقولك ان في كيس فايل عن الراجل اللي هرب في اول مهمه. اوكي، لو ما احنا كنا محتجزينه وبعدين هرب.
Thornbridge Manor. The Carlyle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlyle and her three adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlyle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlyle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
حلو قوي. بيقولك ان هي الست دي استدعت محقق بس ما احنا مش عارفين السبب ايه. فاحنا هنشوف بقى. اجري يشوفونا ولا ايه؟
Private investigator. I have an appointment with Madam Carlyle.
هو ده الراجل اللي هي استدعته اللي هو المحقق.
Mr. Whitmer
تمام.
is here to see Madam Carlyle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madam Carlyle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47. A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlyle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor.
تمام.
If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madam Carlyle.
ماشي، هنحاول بقى ناخد لبس الراجل ده عشان نقرب من الست اللي هي المفروض اللي هي عامله فيها ماتت دي، بس احنا هنموتها يعني. اوبا، لو اتشافنا هنا هنتمرجح. طب ايه؟ بص الراجل هناك ده ممكن يشوفنا لو رحنا برضو. في حد هنا، في 2 هنا. تعالوا نطلع هنا كده. المكان متربس بوليس. ولا هم بوليس يعني. وادي في واحد هناك اهو. البت بتقول له اول مره اشوف المكان فيه حراس كده وبتاع. هم عارفين ان انا جاي. هيشوفونا؟ يا رب ما يشوفونا. اجري بس زي الفل. خلاص الحمد لله.
That's a bit excessive, I think, considering the fact that I spotted no less than 2 routes to get inside the house.
طب احنا هنخش ولا ايه؟ عايزين الراجل اللي بره ده.
Shit, man. Caroline really did a number on you.
تمام. هو دلوقتي بص الكلمة اتغيرت فوق. يلا غير بقى. خد اللبس بتاعه. ماشي. هنتشاف ولا ايه؟ لا بس عسل قوي كده. Hey.
Mr. Whitmer, thank you for coming on such short notice. A great tragedy has fallen upon us, and I need a quick resolution, handled with absolute discretion.
Results and discretion are my speciality.
Very well. I suppose you will want to start at the crime scene.
In my experience, a thorough examination of a potential crime scene is half the job done.
Fernsby will take over from here.
I am Mr. Fernsby, the butler. Madam Carlyle has asked me to assist you in any way possible. Mr. Whitmer, I understand that you've travelled from London. Would you care for some refreshments? Or do you prefer to go straight to Mr. Zachary's sleeping quarters?
I prefer to get started.
As you wish. If you'll follow me, sir.
احنا دلوقتي رايحين مسرح الجريمة.
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlyle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlyle is still alive. Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlyle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlyle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
تمام. اخوها الصغير، اخو الست اللي احنا هنموتها دي، اتقتل.
A locked room murder mystery, 47. I
عاش.
trust you'll get to the bottom of this. Why don't you use your camera to scan the
ليه
dead
يا
body,
اسطى؟
47?
ماشي، بتقول لك استخدم الكاميرا، يلا بينا. الكاميرا دي عسل بجد.
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons, 47.
ماشي، بيقول لك ان هو مات متسمم. تعمل كده ليه؟ اوكي ماشي. بصوا في الماب تحت شكل كاميرا كده، تقريبا دي الأدلة يعني. ماشي. ماشي. كان خمورجي، الله يرحمه، كان خمورجي. اوه في 6 حاجات هنلاقيها هنا. اوكي ماشي، 6 أدلة يعني. بتعمل ايه يا نمس قبل ما تموت؟
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
كان بيشتري جزم يعني امبارح، فبتقولك مش متوقع ان حد يكون بيشتري جزم وبعدين ينتحر يعني.
Zachary's suicide note.
Okay.
Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
في ايه تاني ممكن نبص عليه؟ ايه ده؟ ايه ده؟
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside. A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
هنرجع للراجل بقى اللي احنا كنا عنده ده. شكل فيه شغل شمال. في حاجة هنا؟ ايه ده؟ مش حاجة، لا. يا اسطى انا خلصت، تعال.
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
Well, that means the staff were on and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madam's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlyle.
حلو حلو. بيقول لك ان الساعة 10 دي كان هو بس اللي موجود.
So how does one solve a murder mystery, 47?
كارلايز دي.
Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
Just go away, will you?
Of course, sir. I'll come back later.
عاش فعلا. عاش جدا. اوكي.
Creepy old git.
How's everything coming along,
نعمل ايه؟
Elaine?
Very well, Mr. Fernsby.
Patrick
Sure you
Carlyle,
focus on your
Esther.
work.
can you tell me where
I
you
don't need
were
one more
yesterday
maid
evening?
crying in the kitchen. So what's
That's
your
الموضوع ده جامد
It's
جدا.
butler, isn't it?
Don't worry
He
about
ratted me
me.
out. Elaine, give us some privacy, would you? Don't tell Mother, okay? She's really tense these days, and the last thing I need is more hassle. I took that pretty blonde, Rosie, for an evening stroll. I mean, how the fuck am I supposed to cope for an entire weekend in this shithole? I'm bored out of my mind. So, is that it?
بيقول لك كان واخد
What
صاحبته
did you
يعني
think of Zachary?
creepy as hell.
خارجين.
No ambition. Imagine deciding to live in a museum. You know, Father says Zachary and Alexei used to be two of a kind. He had a great future ahead of him, then suddenly he just gave up everything. What an idiot. Thank God Daddy chose looks and brains over pedigree when he married Mummy. I don't have to worry about the inbreeding so customary in these circles.
Mommy.
If that's all, I think I'll get back to my slow...
Did you see anything suspicious last night?
No. I reckon Zachary topped himself. I know I would have. Or perhaps Mr. Fernsby. I don't like him. He could have done it.
تمام. الواد العبيط ده بيتهم الراجل اللي هو رئيس الخدم.
behind the greenhouse last night.
ما بيكلمناش احنا. يعني بوقت الكلام اللي هو قاله قال لك ان هو كان خارج بره.
Maybe that's where it is.
مع واحدة اسمها روزي.
My lost button.
روزي.
One you couldn't find at the
روزا. نروح فين تاني؟ هو احنا المفروض نعمل ايه؟ تاني كده؟ الراجل ده شكله اوكي. هما دول اللي هنسألهم؟ ماشي عسل اوي. احنا سألنا ده وده. ده قالك انا ما عنديش حتة غياب، انا كنت موجود عادي. تعالوا نشوف الباقي. هنقعد ندور عليهم؟ ماشي تعالى ندور عليهم. في هنا اي حاجة؟
Such a gentleman. He gave me his coat and all.
Rosie, you need to forget about Patrick. No good's gonna come of it. Stick to your own kind.
You mean like Chris? He treated me like shit. All he wanted to do was play his stupid video games. Never any romance. I deserve romance.
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
He's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
Did you notice anything out of the ordinary? Any strangers outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlyle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
مش تعقلي بنتك يا حاجة. انا فاتحاكوا كده. خلاص ماشي. يبقى الواد فعلا كان بيتكلم صح. الواد كان بيتكلم صح. الواد ما قتلش الراجل.
But you're right. It's beautiful.
نروح فين؟ حد هنا؟
Why don't we get any kind of explanation? It's bloody rude, that's what it is. Making us come here to play funeral and then show up like nothing's the least bit strange.
Don't get your knickers all twisted.
I'm telling you, she's not fit to be in charge anymore.
Gregory Carlyle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all? Not very thorough, are you?
بيقول لك ان هو مشي 8:30 مع واحد اسمه ادوارد. راحوا يسهروا باين. ايه العيله اللي كلها بتسهر بره؟
Tell me about
ماشي ورجعوا قبل نص الليل.
Zach!
ماشي. نسمع.
Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle. But who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my intricate intellect?
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
Emma Carla, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want?
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
تمام. كلهم بيقولوا اللي هو كان حزين ومش عارف ايه والكلام ده كله، وإيما دي بتقولك ان هو كان محبط بقى ان اخته ماتت، لانها زي ما احنا قلنا انها قالت انها ماتت وعاملين جنازه ومش جنازه والكلام ده كله. ماشي. وشكلنا محدش طايق الراجل اللي مات ده. خلاص يبقى احنا سألنا دي وسألنا ده خلاص كده زي الفل. ماشي. ناقص دول وده سألناه وناقص الاتنين دول. ماشي. يلا ندور عليهم اهم. ندور ليه؟ جات لوحدها.
Rebecca Carla, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers
كنت
and
فين يا
I.
حلوة امبارح؟
I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 9:15. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is there anything else you want to ask?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer? I do have a lot to see to.
Anything else?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
الست دي قالت حاجة جامدة جدا. بتقولك ان اللي هي ايما دي اتخضت اول لما شافت الست جت الصبح. يعني هي اصلا كانت بتقولك كانت بتجهز الورق وبتاع انها تاخد القصر ده بقى ومش بتاع والكلام ده كله تقريبا حسب ما فهمت يعني. فشكل هي اللي موتت الراجل. وكمان بتقولك ان الرئيس الخادم ده خرج من اوضه بتاعت الراجل ده الصبح. بصوا انا شايف تحت هنا في علامة الكاميرا دي في الماب. تعالوا نشوف كده. ماشي ملهاش لازمة. ده ابو أليكسا، ده الراجل اللي عمل الليلة دي كلها. في حاجة بره كمان هنا اهي. اوكي تمام. نروح فين تاني؟ استنى، في هنا أدلة برضو.
You look tan. And I bet Mother spent the last week at the site.
الأملاك بتاعتهم. المابس بتاعت المهمات بتبقى كبيرة جدا، تخلي الواحد يلف حوالين نفسه يعني. بس عشان نشوف احنا ناقصنا مين. ده خلاص هو ناقصنا ده. اهو. طب ماشي، اعزف انت. في هنا كاميرا برضو، علامة أدلة يعني. تمام. اللي هو اللي كان هيقولوا عن جنازة أمه اللي هي لسه عايشة، العيلة المريضة دي.
Oh yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'd never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting.
خرج فعلا مع الراجل التاني زي ما هو بيقول.
I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30.
شكله ما عملهاش.
If that's all.
هما اتنين بس هما اللي شاكين فيهم دلوقتي.
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide.
شكله رئيس الخدم.
Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff, all the company he had. Anything else I can do to help?
بيقول لك ما مشيش من البيت ده بقاله 50 سنة، الراجل اللي مات.
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe.
لا لا ما يقتلش ده، شكله تعبان خالص. معلش براحتك. خلاص هو فعلا خرج، ودي كمان ناقص الاتنين دول. تمام. ماشي. اوكي، احنا المفروض نبص في الاوض بتاعتهم كلهم كمان. ايه العسل ده بقى؟ استنى كده. ماشي. بيقول لك ان الاوضه في الميدل فلور، يعني هنطلع.
That is the door to Rebecca's room.
معناش حاجة. استنى، في فكرة. تعالى كده. يلا. عاش قوي.
I can see from the log that Rebecca was in a conference call from 9 p.m. to midnight last night.
ما كانتش بتكذب يعني. قالت لك انا في كونفرنس كول فعلا. قلت لك كان عندي شغل وبتاع. ماشي، نطلع الكاميرا. تمام كده خلصنا الأوضة دي. مفيش أوضة تاني؟ فين؟ هناك اهو.
That door leads to Emma and Gregory's room.
شوفش الحمام بس. يلا يلا. تمام دخلنا. ماشي في هنا علامة كاميرا برضه. طلع الكاميرا. في تينا والله شكلها هي الست، شكلها هي اللي كانت في اللي احنا لقينا الطينة بتاعتها بره دي. في حاجة هنا.
A keychain pendant for the greenhouse. What's that doing in Emma and Gregory's room, I wonder? And why is the key missing?
ايه الجرين هاوس ده؟ بالعصاية دي فوق. في حاجة هنا. في حاجة هنا.
Now this is interesting, 47. A letter from Emma's mother stating that Emma is the illegitimate child of Alexa's late older brother, Montgomery. And listen to this. She claims to have witnessed Alexa and Zachary murder him. The plot thickens.
أوبا. إما دي استنى بقى لا نجيب الكلام تاني. اوكي. اوكي. إما دي كانت متجوزة اكيد ابو ايما يعني. ايما دي جوزها اللي هو كان اخو اليكسا دي اللي احنا المفروض هنموتها، كان اخوها الكبير. اوكي وامها بقى شافت ان اليكسا والراجل اللي مات موتوه، يعني هما موتوه زمان. انا مش عارف اشرح لي الموضوع. مش مشكله. اليكسا دي موتت اخوها الكبير زمان. اخوها الكبير ده بقى هو ابو ايما. فشكل ايما دي هي اللي موتته والله. تعالوا بس نشوف الانتر كده. لازم مفتاح.
I don't believe for a second that Zachary committed suicide. We'd only just run through his plan for the spring seedlings yesterday.
Yes, sure. But he was upset believing his sister was dead.
I'd say worried about how things would be handled with Gregory and Emma taking over. I said they let him stay here, but Ethel...
بس بيقول لك احنا مش متأكدين ان هو اصلا يعني انتحر. الست بتقول له بس هو كان مكتئب ان الست ماتت. في يا جدعان بقى جنوناش بقى. خش ازاي؟ ده هيشوفني لو دخلت من هنا. شيل بس كده. وده هيشوفني ودول هيشوفوني. في ايه؟ ممكن تمشي لو سمحت؟ ايه ده؟ محترم. لا امشي بعيد شوية. ممكن تمشي بعيد شوية؟ يا رب تزور وتموت يا اسطى. كده طب ماشي اهو. انت محترم جدا. حد هيشوفني؟ محدش شافني. هو ده؟
This is a table showing lethal dosages for the poison used to kill Zachary.
Broken lab equipment. It looks like it was recently used, though. Something is circled, 47. Female, age 65 to 79, 60 to 64 kilograms. I'd say Madame Carlyle is next in line for a poisoning. You have uncovered enough evidence to tell Madame Carlyle that Emma is the murderer. Quite the detective, 47. I'm impressed. I suggest you go tell Mr. Fernsby. Unless you think there are more secrets to uncover.
مكتوب في الكتاب ده لو عايز مثلا. مكتوب في الكتاب ده لو عايز تموت مثلا واحد 70 كيلو وتعمل السم قد ايه النسبة بتاعته والكلام ده كله. فلو ان النسب زي الست اللي هي أليكسا دي، فشكل فعلا إيما دي هي اللي موتته. إيما دي هي اللي موتته عشان هما موتوا أبوها زمان وهتموت الست. لا احنا اللي موتها بقى. يلا نروح كده في السخان.
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlyle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
Greetings, sir.
This is Madame Carlyle's office. Please step inside.
Your detective skills have gained you access to the Lion's Den, 47.
هنخش لها دلوقتي.
Go claim your reward.
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion. Take a seat. Please, go ahead.
Your niece, Emma Carlyle, murdered your brother Zachary.
My niece? Emma is not my niece. She's my daughter-in-law.
And your niece. Emma is the illegitimate child of your late older brother Montgomery, who you and Zachary killed 46 years ago.
That's preposterous.
You asked me to find out what happened to Zachary. Would you rather not know?
No. No, go on.
I found a letter from Emma's mother, Jane, who was the fiancée of your older brother at the time of his death. She witnessed how you and Zachary pushed him off the balcony. She believed you did it to steal the Carlyle empire from her and her unborn child. And she raised Emma to reclaim what she lost, marry your heir Gregory, get revenge, and secure the Carlyle empire for her bloodline generations to come.
Emma is the daughter of Montgomery and that local girl, Jane.
She is.
Well, the girl got it wrong. I didn't steal anything. I did what was necessary to protect the future of the Carlyles. Montgomery wasn't cut out to take over from father. All heart and no balls.
Emma used the funeral gathering to speed up her installment as the lady of the house, seizing the opportunity to stage Zachary's suicide. She did her homework, used a poison made from one of Zachary's rare plants, found old floor plans from Thornbridge Manor to gain access to his room through a secret passage.
That scheming bitch.
More than you think. I found proof that she will try to poison you next.
Well, I'll have to take care of that. Thank you, Mr. Whitmer. You have not disappointed. I promised you I would reward you generously if you solved the case. So, what do you suggest?
ناخد فلوس ولا ناخد الملف اللي احنا عايزينه
اصلا؟ I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Edwards, the constant. But how do you... Oh, I see. I expected you might show up. But to kill me, not help me. But I've been wrong on so many things.
إذا عرفت إن هو 47.
We'll give you the file on Edwards. You've earned it.
إذا أنت إنسانة محترمة هتدينا فايل. هتدينا فايل.
My daughter-in-law now you're here. I would like to see her dead. No? What a shame. I'll have to see to it some other way then.
مش هنقتل حد. عايزين نقتل إيما دي بس إحنا ما ردش عليها فقالت خلاص.
The file you want is in the safe. God, I hope you get Edwards and make him hurt. I need some privacy. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
ازيك يا اسطى؟ حلو قوي خدنا الفايل.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlyle.
بتموتي اخوكي زمان؟ بتزقيه من البلكونة؟ ها؟ طب اهو ولا كأن حد خد باله من حاجة.
Well done, 47.
السماعة باظت ولا ايه؟ استنى، من اللعبة. أنا آسف دخلت غلط والله أنا آسف. ايه اللي حصل ده؟ ايه ده في ايه يا نهار اسود في ايه؟ كانوا بيضربوا نار على السبجكت 6. اوف ايه ده؟
Don't respond, just listen. Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do.
في
I wish there had been more time.
And then there was none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
انت شغالة معاه ولا ايه؟ يا نهار اسود. اوف.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
يا ديني.
Cover me.
Now 47.
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
موتهم بقى موتهم. كتير قوي.
Tell the Constant to start running.
يا نهار اسود. طب عمل كده ليه؟
You think you've won? 47 is out.
لا ما طلعتش معاه.
And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I look forward to your call.
اوبا 47 هو اللي قتل ابوها وامها زمان.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all
ايه يا جدعان اللي بيحصل ده؟ كده احنا خلصنا تاني مهمة. شكل اللعبة بتسخن قوي بعد اللي حصل ده. لو عجبك الفيديو متنساش تعمل لايك وسبسكرايب، وهيطلع لك على الشاشة فيديو المهمة الأولى وفيديو لعبة ليتل نايت ميرز.